channel. Today I've got a makeup tutorial for you, my first fall autumn look. I wanted to be inspired by the pumpkin spice latte, so I wanted to go for like really orangey warm tones on the lips and the eyes, and also do a different technique to what I've done for a while, which is more of like an elongated eye. So if you really like your eyes to look elongated and like almondy shape, then this one's for you. It's kind of like a smoked wing-ish. It's not really a wing, but it kind of is. It's like that shape to make your eyes look more like, you know. But yeah, so if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so starting off with my bare face, as always, I'm going to be priming with the Makeup Forever. This is the Hydrating Primer. This is just a tester that I got, but I really like it. It's really nice, especially as we go into the colder months. Then for foundation, I'm using my Armani Luminous Silk, and I'm just putting in a drop of the Nip&Fab. These are like almost like darkening drops. Do you know what I mean? Like you get the dark and the light. So if your foundation as this one, the Armani one, is in the shade 6.5, and it is just still a bit too pale for me right now, so I just added a dab of the Nip&Fab, and it's the perfect shade. And also the Nip&Fab foundation is really nice, like I really like it anyway, but the shade I have in that is too dark, so this is what we went with. And I'm just using this brush. This is from Nanshai, I think that's right, buffing a brush to buff it in. Then I'm going to be contouring with the Kim Kardashian contour stick. I'm using this is the dark kit and the darkest side of the dark kit, which does look really dark when you put it on like this, but trust me, when you blend it out, it just kind of just blends away. They're super creamy. I did do a full review on these, so I'm not going to touch on it too much, but I do really like them because they are super buttery, and even though it looks harsh right now, once you blend it out, it gives you a really natural finish. So I just contoured my cheekbones, my jawline, my lips, which looks like a little chocolate tash, and my nose and my forehead just at the sides because I haven't got a huge forehead anyway. Then I'm taking this little sort of buffing brush to just buff it on in, and you can see how easily that buffs in, and it gives a really nice and natural finish, and I really like the colour. It really warms up your face. So yeah, I just went ahead and buffed that in. Okay, so next moving on to concealer, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape. If you've been with me for a while, you know I usually use the light medium, this one on the right, but it was too light, so I recently picked up the medium shade, which is this one here. I don't know if I like this shade or not. I can't decide. It still looks pretty light, right? Or is it just because it's so full coverage it looks light? I don't know. But it's definitely more yellow than the other one's, more like whitey yellow. This one's more like yellow. I do really like it, but sometimes when I put it on, I feel like it doesn't match my skin tone. Does that make sense? Like I can see it, and I feel like you shouldn't be able to see it. You should just highlight and brighten the area. But I do like it, and it's just the best concealer ever. So I think maybe if I mix them together would be the perfect shade, but I didn't in this case. I just used medium. Then I'm going in with this is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. Look at it, it's like insane. It's like a liquid highlighter basically, and I just patted that on with like a buffing brush. I just like patted motions around the sort of cheekbone area. I also did pat it on, I didn't apply extra, but I just went ahead and went over my nose and my forehead just to give our face an overall glow, and it does, like, look, it is really glowy. My face looks like really healthy. So then I'm just going to set with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Powder in the shade Light, or is it Fair? I think it's Fair. It's the lightest one anyway. And I'm taking my Kat Von D contour brush, and I'm just setting the areas we applied the concealer. And you can see what a difference. This powder, I love this powder so much. Look at it. It looks so natural, but it's just like flawlessly smoothed out and brightened those areas, and it gives like a more of a luminous finish. It's not super matte. It is matte, but it's not like super matte. It's got like a luminous finish to it, so it's really nice. Then to bronze, I'm taking my Too Faced bronzer. This is the Beach Bunny bronzer. I really like this one at the moment. It is shimmery. It's not like shimmer, but it has got some glow in it. But I just really like that because we already contoured with the contour stick. So I just like this on a large brush. This is an Iconic London brush. Just to like brush over my face, just to warm it all up and keep that glow. Like you can see my face still has a really nice luminous kind of finish to it, which is just what I personally like. Then moving on to the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter. Oh my god, this one is in the shade Molten Gold. I put a sneak preview of this on my Insta stories and you guys messaged me so much like, oh my god, what highlighter is this? Because honestly, it's the best drugstore highlighter I've ever found in my entire life. Like, it's insane. Look. So I'm taking it on a fluffy Sigma brush, and this is, I didn't cut any clips out or speed it up or anything. This is generally, this was the first dip. Like, this is the first dip. Look at it. Oh my god. Then this is the second dip. How insane is that? It's so beautiful. It gives you such a nice, like the perfect color gold, and it's like gives you that kind of almost wet skin look, like, you know, like it's not super shimmery. It's like just gives you a really nice wet skin look. I do really like to buff it in, and I feel like the more you buff it, the more it comes out. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Like I'm obsessed. So yeah, so this is everything. So I applied that to my cheekbones, my cupid's bow and my nose, and then I just set everything with my MAC Fix Plus as always, just to keep everything in place. Moving on to brows, I'm taking my Benefit Precisely My brow pencil. This is in the shade 4, which I've realised is my shade. 4 is my shade. So you have to kind of, I've just rushed through this because I just fill my brows in pretty standardly, but my brows are so messy right now because I'm trying to grow them. I've been trying to grow them for a while and I'm just leaving them to be right now, so they're not perfect at all. But I really don't care. I like messy brows. Like, I'm not about the Instagram like really defined brows, so I like them to be messy. I did apply some of that highlighter on my brow bone, and I also set it with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Then I am taking some tape to apply on the corners of my eyes, and I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette, and I'm taking the shade Eden. I'm taking this on a kind of fluffy crease brush, and I'm using the tape just to define that outer wing shape that I talked about in the intro, and I'm just literally buffing this shade kind of all over the eyelid, but starting on the outer corner. So the most colour is going to be on that outer corner area, which is even past your eye. It's not even really on your eye, it's like past your eye, but I do buff it all over the lid as well. Then I go into the shade Amber, which is like the perfect like pumpkin spiced colour, and I take this on the same brush and basically do the exact same thing, but I don't take it as far over on the lid. So again, starting on that outer corner, so making sure that has the most depth of colour, and then once I've got the most of the product on the outer corner, I'll just buff it in to blend into Eden. Then I'm going into Oud, which I'm taking on a pencil brush, and I'm basically using this to almost create a wing shape, but keep buffing it out at the same time. So it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a smoked out wing, but it kind of is because it's that kind of shape. And this, I definitely don't take any further in than this center part of my eyeball. So like if you were looking straight, then don't take it past your like iris of your eye. You really want to keep all the color and depth on that outer corner and even past your eye. I did also connect it to the lower lash line as well, but again, only halfway through. So then just do the same on the other eye, take off your tape, and then I took a flat definer brush just with Oud, just to define that wing kind of shape a tiny bit more and deepen up the lash line as well. Then I took some Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and some Huda Beauty lashes in Samantha. These are probably my favourite lashes because lashes look really big on me, and even though some people find these natural, like you can see on me, they don't look natural, they're like pretty full. And then I took my Charlotte Tilbury liner. This is in brown. It's like dark brown, and I just applied that to my waterline, my tight line, and a little bit on my lower lash line, and just smudged it out, and then went back in with my mascara just to make sure everything blended. One final swish of the brush just to check the eyeshadow is nice and diffused, and moving on to lips. I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics Ginger lip liner. I love this lip liner. I love her lip liners in general. I'm not a massive fan of the liquid lips, but her lip liners are freaking bomb. They're so creamy. They're very comparable to, I mean, they're quite similar to the Huda Beauty ones, but they're also comparable to Colourpop ones as well. So whichever one is like this kind of pumpkin spiced shade. And then I'm taking Icon by Huda Beauty, which again is just a perfect kind of warm, a shade I would never normally wear, but I just really wanted to go with almost a monotone vibe of this like pumpkin spiced theme, which I really like, and I think it's so fall, but in a different way. I feel like, I don't know, like it's just a little bit different, you know. But anyway, once you've done that, that is the finished look. Okay, so this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.